Femi and Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. I am Sheriff Quadry. Lagos, good morning to you. Thank you for always tuning in. We appreciate your time. On Saturday, something quite dramatic happened on Lagos Island, and there being all kinds of information in the public space. I mean, we started the show this morning at 5 a.m. With this conversation, and I did say that we're going to bring NDLEA on the show. Mr. Femi Babafemi is the Director of Media and Advocacy. He joins us right now via the telephone. Mr. Femi, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sherry. Thanks for having me on your program.
Very
well, thank you.
What happened on Saturday, sir?
Yeah, anybody that knows Lagos Island will know the Petty area as very notorious for drug peddling. And over the time, we've been working on that area, just like we've been working on Akala area of Mushin, also in Lagos.
Right.
I'm sure you are aware in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Now, on Saturday, based on our credible intelligence, we moved into that area to evacuate some drugs that were learned had been brought into the warehouses in that place. And we also had 3 big drug lots in view, marked for arrest. And that was all our men went to do there. And while the operation was going on, some of the drug lords mobilized hoodlums to attack our men. And but fortunately, before they tried to surround our men, we had already gotten one of the kingpins, a woman, along with 6 others. And so, in that process, our men had to tactically retreat, defended themselves, and moved out of the location just to avoid an escalation that could lead to some fatalities.
I saw videos. I'm sure that you've seen the videos as well of your men firing gunshots. First and foremost, how did that generate so quick? How did it degenerate so quickly? And what led to guns being fired?
Yeah, like I told you, they have a responsibility to defend themselves when they come under attack. And what you saw happen there was basically that. Simply they trying to defend themselves so that they can escape from that particular situation unhurt. Because you would have noticed that even just as recent as last week, our men came under attack in almost the same circumstance, and one of our officers were killed, and even our patrol van raced down. So, and that is very, very. It was an ugly situation that would not want to repeat itself almost immediately soon after. So, they had instructions to find their way out of the place, defended themselves, and get out, withdraw, because we know the people we're looking for, and they still remain our targets.
Just so we're clear, were your men fired at?
Excuse me?
Were your men, were they fired at by these hoodlums? Were they shot at?
They came under attack with guns, bottles, and stones. All manner of things. You know, if you know the area very well, you know how notorious that place is. So we're talking of exchange of gunfire. It's not even from our reports from the ground, from the scene, they chased our men up to 2 kilometers away from the scene, up to Sura Market. In fact, we had to get the police had to join our men to be able to escort our men out of that location up to our office. That's the police alarm building. The area command alarm building, they had to support us, escort our men up to, I'm talking of, we had almost about more than 40 officers there. Even that was not enough with the crowd of hoodlums that came after our men. So just imagine what they were trying to do. Definitely, and you would have also seen some videos where some people were saying, fire them, kill them. That is telling the hoodlums to shoot at our men and kill them. So, I mean, that kind of, I mean, you won't, we're working for the interest of everybody, not only on the island, but in Lagos as a state and the country, because that place is a major distribution chain for illicit drugs. We had arrested people who were trying to export drugs to other countries, and when we tried to trace where they got the drugs from, it's either Pate or Akala. And that's why you would have seen that those two places have become our focus, because that means they are major hubs for distribution of illicit substances in this country.
Right. Mr. Femi, I got a report that some of your men were killed, at least one. Is this true?
In Pate?
Yes, in Pate.
That's what I'm saying. There are quite a number of fake. In fact, at that point where I was waiting for reports from the command in Lagos, when I heard of the incident, I spoke with the state commander of the agency, and the moment I got some bits of information from him, I had to quickly made a tweet. I had to make a tweet to dismiss most. You see, social media is a place where you have all manner of fake information flying around. We didn't lose anybody. We did. All our men withdrew successfully from that place.
Okay.
All they did was to fire into the air to defend themselves, just to pave way for their own escape. Nothing else happened.
Right. Well, are you also aware whether anybody lost their lives as a result of what happened on Saturday? Are you aware of that?
Honestly, I'm not aware, because from, like I said, from what from our reports from the ground, what our men simply did was to withdraw from the Gambari area, and even by the time they got to Sura market area, up to that's almost 2 kilometers away from the scene.
Right.
Dangerous objects, dangerous weapons like guns, bottles, stones, and machetes were still used, thrown at them, and what have you. Then, in that case, I wouldn't know if, because the hoodlums were firing gunshots, so we wouldn't know if indeed anybody died. If indeed anybody died, not when our men were there.
Okay. Well, Mr. Femi, quickly,
because let me also tell you, because we don't just operate, we do post-operation analysis and intelligence gathering. Let me also inform you that, without really revealing too much on air, that in the night of that day, one of the barons that we were actually looking for went around in the night distributing money for the hoodlums.
Wow.
Like, appreciating them. We got all of this. So, you see, we have to appreciate the work that the agency is doing. Very risky, very complex. And that was exactly what played out in that place, where if our men had not tactically defended themselves to be able to move away from that location, anything could have happened.
Do you think the agency could have handled this better, though?
Well, I believe what we did was the best in that scenario, in that situation. How do I mean? Our men went for 3 major arrests. They were only done with 1 when they came under heavy attack. 2, even at that, even when they had an assignment to do, when the moment they discovered that gunshots were being fired at them, bottles, stones, and machetes were being used to chase them, they had to tactically withdraw. Otherwise, if they had decided to, they are trained to handle arms. If they had decided to use their arms to defend themselves, probably to fire the hoodlums, to shoot at the hoodlums, the situation could have been worse. But then they never, they didn't do that. All they were interested in at that point was to withdraw from the scene to avoid an escalation.
Indeed. But Mr. Femi, quickly, would you be returning to Pate anytime soon?
I'm sure, Sheriff, you would not expect me to answer that. It's like you telling your enemy that, okay, I'm coming on so day at so time.
Smart one. Now, let's talk about Lagos drug problem. I know we mentioned it the last time you were here, but please, just as a reminder, because this morning when we had the conversation, quite a number of people who called in were mentioning different parts of Lagos. They mentioned Pate, people that grew up in Pate mentioned Pate, they mentioned Akala, they mentioned Aja, they mentioned Gowon Estate, they mentioned so many areas, Mr. Femi.
Yeah.
What is the agency doing to really mop up drugs in Lagos?
Exactly. You have a good example of what we're doing right on your hands there in Lagos State. Like we say, we're not making it up. This is the result of a national drug survey, which showed that Lagos has the highest prevalence rate in the country, 33%. That is more than abnormal. Now, if you have that kind of a situation with the concern and the effort of the Lagos State government, led by the governor himself, in conjunction with what the NDLEA is doing, we all need to, join hands, rally around to make sure every day, Sheriff, I'll tell you, every day I'll get calls from different quarters in Lagos. Not only me, I'm talking of the agency now, about different quarters in Lagos. People are calling that these boys are using their residential neighborhoods for drugs, for this, for that. You see, that shows the people themselves are tired of this. And now we have a responsibility to make sure that we go locate because like, I often say something, that when you have a flood, you don't really go all the time to where the water spreads to be mopping it. The most practical thing to do is locate the source of that flood. The moment you are able to plug it, block the water from spilling out from the source, then the remaining one of mopping up where the water has spread to will be easier. And that's exactly what we're doing in this. As much as we want to go around some of those other little spots where these drugs are being sold or consumed, we also need to get to the source, the major hub where the drugs are being distributed. And that's exactly what you have with Akala and Pate. So that's what we're doing. We're trying as much as possible to mop up from the streets, from the different location spots where you talk about in Lekki. You would have seen recently we went into some estates in Lekki. All of that are mopping up the small spots. But then at the same time, we have to face the major distribution hub, which in this case on the island is Pate. Very notorious over the years. I've seen comments by people. People have contacted me on our DM and what have you. A lot of information coming out about those people, but we know those we are after, and we can assure them that they will not escape.
Because, part of the reasons we're having this conversation is the fact that about 5 people were killed in that incident, the party, and the fact that your men were shooting directly at the hoodlums who were attacking them in that video. It wasn't an alleged attack. It was a visible, very obvious attack. But then the videos also showed your men directly pointing their gun at this crowd. But you're saying that they were firing into the air. I wanted us to clear that air. And you have rightly said that you're not aware if anybody died in that incident at Pate on Saturday. But quickly, because I know that your day is clogged up already, could you brief us, Mr. Femi, as to what happened to some celebrities, musicians arrested the other day?
some.
Yes, so well, we heard your men went into the home of some celebrities, Zinoleski,
Oh, okay.
Mobad. Yes.
Well, okay. I think that was an operation also based on intelligence that there are quite a crowd of young men in an apartment peddling and constituting nuisance to the environment.
Oh. Okay.
Like we are not spirits. We're not spirits that will be everywhere. All of these things are based on information intelligence. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And at the appropriate time, after due surveillance, our men also moved in there, arrested a number of people. Some escaped. But then I think the people you mentioned, they were with us. They were undergoing interrogation up till last Friday.
Okay.
But because we didn't want to detain them beyond the time allowed by law, so they were granted administrative bail last Friday.
Okay.
And by today, they are returning to the agency.
Very quickly, Mr. Femi, you still did not mention what they were arrested for, apart from constitutional nuisance. What do you mean by constitutional nuisance?
Drugs, of course.
Okay.
Drugs were recovered from there. Molly, cannabis, drugs were recovered from there. The constitutional nuisance, I'm just saying based on information.
Okay.
When people, in one of the rooms in that apartment, we had 10 young men in one room, all about smoking, cannabis, and what have you. It's a very pathetic situation, I'm telling you, and I think we all need, the positive voices need to rise up. We don't, there is no sense in it that because some people are celebrities, they have to be above the law. No, the country cannot afford to allow drugs to be entrenched as a culture.
Right.
Given the situation we have on our hands, with the measures between the security challenges the nation is facing and the problem of drug abuse, we cannot afford that. Drugs to be entrenched as a culture, no matter who is involved. If you are caught, those that we need to provide help for treatment, we will get them help for treatment. Those that need to face the law, we'll make sure we bring them before the law court.
Mr. Femi, before I let you go, this is my last question. I swear, I won't add this one.
I had that before.
This is my last one.
Okay.
What's your relationship like with other sister agencies? The reason being that I fear that this drug war could be overwhelming, and you may not want to admit it, but it could be overwhelming. But if you're going for a major operation, for instance, do you carry other sister agencies along, at least those that align with slightly with your own kind of operations?
Absolutely. You would have seen in a number of our statements our commendation to other sister security agencies. The chairman often commends them for the synergy, for the cooperation, for the support for what the agency is doing. You would have seen quite a number of, even a number of times that customs, the police, the military would arrest people and hand them over to the NDLEA. And in most of in a lot of our operations, especially in difficult terrains, we have also had a number of security agencies joining us, supporting us as additional firepower, especially the military. The two recent raids in Mushi, that's Akala. We had a number of soldiers providing additional firepower for us to be able to go into that place in the night. And I'm sure, again, now we have increased manpower at the moment, and we're having also some special forces that we call Strike Force, the agency, who also provide additional firepower and cover for our regular officers. So a substantial number of them are in training as I speak with you at the Nigerian Army School of Infantry in Jaji. All of that just to boost the firepower of the agency to be able to face some of these challenges when we come under attack, like we had in Pate area of Lagos Island.
Mr. Femi Babafemi, thank you so much for joining us on the program today.
I'm glad you never asked another last question.
No. I was going to ask about the seizure. I was going to ask about the seizure in Lagos, the one that came in from Austria and the rest of them. But it's okay if you don't want to answer it. But if you want to answer it, you can answer it too.
No, I've had 3 last questions, so you can go ahead. I'll quickly try.
Mr. Femi, thank you so much. Let me allow you to go. Thank you. Thank you so much for always hitting our call. Appreciate it. Mr. Femi Babafemi is the Director of Media and Advocacy, NDLEA. He joined us by the telephone. We're going to head out. Let's go to break. When we return from this break, I will take your reaction to what he said thus far. I would have held on to him, but he needed to go and attend to some other official matters. All right. After the break, we'll get your thoughts. Mr. Brown is here as well. He's got some information for you. But I just needed to quickly announce that the treasure hunt is on right now. The treasure hunt is live. Let me just tell you straight up what you need to go and look for. This one in treasure hunt, you need to look for a picture of Arometa, 3 wise men statue. That's what you need to look for on the mobile app. You have to get the mobile app. The 3 wise men, Arometa statue. That's what you need to look for. The first person that get this or find this gets 5,000 naira in the morning crossfire. It's the way it is. We'll be back. Stay here. Info is how you can join us. Before the break, we had a chat with Babafemi, the Director of Media and Advocacy, NDLEA. He joined us and we spoke about what transpired at Pate, Lagos Island on Saturday. It's time to get your reaction to that. 0700 993 993 993 and 01 465 7190 for female callers only. For those looking for the treasure hunt, please do that very quickly before we announce the winner of the treasure hunt. You're looking for the Three Wise Men statue on the mobile app. That's what you're looking for, right? Okay. Now, please turn off your radio if you're calling me. It's very important you do that. If you're watching on Facebook and on YouTube, you can drop your comment. I'll come take them. I can see them dropping already. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
The issue of this is serious because really those two places, Pate and Akala, is the major places of drug issue. And in dealing with it, we work in those areas trying to do rehabilitation. And the issue of drug, it has tripled that it is even unbecoming that we don't even have space even to take more people in.
My God.
So it's a big menace. And even the guy that died then on Oyinjolaemi, he was drug overdose. He was coming from the joint in Oyinjolaemi. And when we did a research on what drug, I sent people to do a research.
Okay.
He said he took Colorado. That's a mixture of both cocaine and the India hemp that they wrapped together. And so he took an overdose. And by the time he was holding his stomach and slump, the people there didn't know what to do. They gave water. And by the time someone came to call me on the street, because they know I work with drug rehabilitation, it was too late because I told them that it was milk they would have given him or yogurt. So there was nothing that could have been done to help him. So that the menace is too much. I think I like what NDLEA is doing.
Okay.
God will help them.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Hello, sir.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
Okay.
You see, I would have loved to, Alex speaking.
Welcome,
I would
Alex.
have loved to ask the NDLEA gentleman that is it that the NDLEA was not interested up till General Buamara came? You know, what was happening before that time that we did not hear what they were doing, we did not see what they were doing, and they were not seizing, they were not confiscating consignments at the airport. What were they not doing until he came? I would have loved to know. You know.
Yeah. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for calling me. Thank you. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Ahibu on the line.
You're welcome.
I think there should be a very effective penalty be ruled out against the druggers and the seller. For instance, when they say they find 10 men smoking in the room or taking drugs, they're supposed to arrest them and expel them away from the entire environment of Lagos. That law should be promulgated.
Okay.
That the house be seized by government and then be used to make money for the NDLEA, they call them. So the owner of the house will lose the house. Then the people that are in there, we should be repatriated away from Lagos.
Okay.
Lagos should not be a place where all manner of criminals want to gather.
I agree.
So with that law, I believe the owner of the house, they will be, they will have it upstairs that they are going to lose their house.
Right.
If they rent it out to anyhow.
All right.
And the people that are found there, they should go to their prison in their respective states. Not really be in Lagos.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that thought. I mean, I agree with you totally that Lagos is not a place for all manner of criminals. Totally. Lagos shouldn't be a place for that. Let's take more calls. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. That's Sheriff. Morning, sir.
We're with you, please.
Okay. Chooks.
You're welcome, Mr. Chooks. You're welcome.
From Lagos to where you know. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. There are some issues I wanted you to raise. If I'm the one anchoring that program, there are questions I will ask the man. You know. Yeah. One. Hello.
Go on, Mr. Chooks. Go on.
Yeah. the issue of corruption among the NDLEA people. Because I know two people that work with NDLEA. I know that one, his salary is not up to 100,000. But if you see his house is more than 50 million worth of house he built in the village. You know, I was with their former boss on NTA, Tedio Show. I asked him another question. I said, what of those drugs that get missing in your custody? What happens to them? The man denied it. I was with him on NTA, Tedio Show. I remembered.
Right.
He denied it.
Right.
And if you ask this man this question, he would deny it. Another issue is the drugs they sell in the barracks. How do they control them? In military barracks and police barracks. How do you do those questions? Are what I could have asked.
So wait, hold on, Mr. Jude. You will get your chance when you become a broadcaster. Well, hold on, yeah. The military people sell drugs in their barracks.
Good mommy market in the barracks.
No, I'm asking you now. Are you saying the military sell drugs to soldiers in their barracks?
They do. Soldiers smoke. I've been in the barracks. I was in barracks in Enugu. I saw them. I was in barracks in. I know you have been everywhere. I'm just asking you a direct question. The soldiers sell, drugs to soldiers in the barracks. That's what you're saying. They buy from people selling in the barracks. The soldiers buy from them, not that they sell. So there are people who sell inside the barracks. Yes, they sell inside the barracks, and the soldiers buy from them. Police too buy from them.
All right,
that's the question I could have asked.
Hold on.
To be a broadcaster before I ask those.
Hold on. Yes, first and foremost, the first question you asked about corruption, I asked him that question. You did not listen to that edition. It wasn't today. The second question he asked about drugs missing, I asked him about that as well. You did not listen. So, you can check out my past interview with Mr. Femi on our website. They are there. You can listen back again if you're interested. But for the drugs being sold inside barracks, you're bracing that right now. And maybe when next I come across him, then I will ask him. And while you're listening, you could have also sent a message to us so I can get to ask him that question instead of waiting till now. I mean, I could have asked him if you had sent in that question, but thank you for calling, Mr. Jude. Appreciate your time. Nigeria Info, good morning to you. Oh, we lost that. It's 8:52. 8:52. What does that tell us? It tells us we have to go. I have to go. I really must go. But I need to announce the winner of the treasure hunt. Your name is Ayaon Christian Emeka. Ayaon Christian Emeka, you have won yourself 5,000 naira today on Treasure Hunt of the Morning Crossfire. You're in Lagos here, and we say congratulations to you for winning 5,000 naira on the Morning Crossfire Treasure Hunt. The Treasure Hunt will play it again on WhatsApp Lagos, Sunnyside, Hard Facts. So if you didn't win now, you can win again during the course of broadcast for the day.
Hey guys, what is going on? I have some good information from Tradeland Forex. Tradeland Forex, an international forex broker and an online trading platform, is inviting.
We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.